I'm doing a live stream, so we're going to make this tote, but with a Jack Russell because he's cute. And you're going to be able to watch along and sew along if you'd like, or you can do it at your own pleasure later or leisure. I'm going to show you how it works, and these kits are only $40. It comes including a free pattern. Patterns on their own are $15. But yeah, they come with everything you need to do except for your everything that you need to do with it. Yeah. So it's even better. So I'm going to show you how this works, and you guys can, like I say, either sew along or you can just watch and rewatch over later. This will be on YouTube. Good morning, JJ, and also Facebook. So if you are jumping on from either of those, the comments will come up on the screen and you'll be able to see it and chat to each other. So hopefully you enjoy the day. So I will be moving the camera around. It is live and I will be chatting to people, so just be aware. The noise in the background is my husband doing some mowing. G'day, Louise and Maya. This will be on YouTube. Well, this it absolutely will be, Jan. If you're watching this on YouTube, which it looks like you are, it will be kept there. G'day, Sue. How are you, honey? And Pat, how you going, love? Naomi. So those watching on YouTube and Facebook will be able to see all the comments. All right. Feel free to stop me or ask me anytime. I can always chat down in the comments as well. Oh, we had a bit of a hiccup. Is it connected again? Please tell me it is. Oh, come on. There we go. Come on. Video settings. Okay. Hi. Come on. It says we're still recording. I hope you can still hear me. Hi, Rita. Hi, Naomi. Video's just decided to die, so I'm just going to close it. Yeah, okay. See if it'll hook back in. Come on. Where's the settings for the video? Here we go. Just changing the camera. Changing the camera. There we go. Loading. Bear with me. Sorry, guys. Love technology. It's supposed to make our lives easier, isn't it? Come on. You can do it. Please do it. It looks like you're having fun and games. Yes, can hear, but yeah, good. Okay, Pat. Can hear, not see. Okay, yep, great. Thanks, guys. Just trying to reconnect that camera. No pic, yeah. This is a great lazy Sunday waiting for a grand final tonight. Oh, yeah. Oh. Still waiting. Come on, camera. You can do it. Come on. Why is that being so naughty? All the right settings are on. Can't see why it wouldn't. It was working a minute ago, so. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, the camera's gone that way. Let me just jig around with it. Yep, turn it up. No, it's going to go sideways. Oh, there's my kitchen. No, that's my sewing room kitchen, not my kitchen. There we go. Oh, good Lord. So we're back. I know. That was a bit frustrating, JJ. How professional of me. All right. So we are back. Let's do this. So this is what we're going to make. It's got a pocket. It's got the strapping. It's a big bag. It'll hold a lot of stuff. All right. In the kit, I'm going to open up the kit and show you what's in the kit. That was very reflective, wasn't it? Yeah, the kit, it should be nice and clear. Yeah, just decided it didn't want to play nice on me. All right, so in it you will get a pattern. You'll get the front of the bag and lining and also the base of the bag. This is like a really nice mustardy color. You'll get the interfacing for the pocket on the inside, because it does have a pocket. That is your fusel. That is your what they call in foam, bag foam. Okay, so that's all there for you. Then we have the strapping, and of course we have the panel. Okay, so is the pick being okay, or is it being a bit of a nuisance again? Looks a bit glitchy. So there's a couple of things we're going to do first. Good afternoon, Moors. Good, Naomi. Yes, all good now. Okay. So in your pattern, we're going to do the handle like this. Actually, in here, it's a 2 meter supply. It's actually 3 meters. So I've actually adjusted every kit. So we're going to actually join that together so that we can use that in one. Hi, Kerry. Looks fine there. Okay, good. So that is a bit of a boo-boo. I've obviously thought 3 meters and written 2, working now on YouTube. Oh, good. Then we're going to do the bag outer in the pocket, and from there construct the rest of the bag. So it's a pretty simple process. So bag handle construction, which is really, really simple. We're going to just take that one out. We had to go into each kit. So we're waiting for some people who've got kits to actually get back to us. Send us a photo of what you've got, because we have to add another meter of whatever's in there. This here we're going to clip together. Hey, Jeanette. Oh, that's a big one. All good, says Sue. And so I'm just going to now create, that's my right side. So that's right sides together. This doesn't really have a right and a wrong. And then I'm going to get that same side here. And I'm going to join those together. So just going to stitch across there and across there. I do have a lighter because I do want to actually burn off or sear those edges off. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to sew that. While we've also got that happening, we're going to turn the top of this over about 1/4 inch. We're not lining this. We don't need to. It's not going to fray for any reason. All I'm going to do is get some Jeanette. Ew, fluff. Get some clips. That was gross. That was in there. How the heck it got in there? All right. Just turn that over around about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whichever one you feel like. And we're going to top stitch that down just to hold it down. It's just going to clip it for the time being. And we're going to top stitch across here just to hold that down before we go any further with the pocket. I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to take it to the machine. I'm going to adjust the camera. So I'm going to be doing a bit of adjusting backwards and forwards, just so you know. So I'm going to be moving things around. I burnt my fingers when I tried to seal the edges with a lighter. Get one of those ones that you, what do they call it, the fire lighters that you get for the ovens, you know, the long thing, click, 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 the little gas ones. Yeah, that might be better for you, Patty. All right. Oh, wrong way. That's me. We don't want to see me. We want to see the sewing machine. Bring her in. Okay. Now, hopefully you guys can see. I can't get it too close, like I can't zoom in or anything, and this is only going to let me go so far. When I made a bag, the handles were not right size. Yes, Doreen. So that's what I was saying. The in the original kits, it should have had, literally should have had 3 meters. So if you need Julie, if you need to have that extra bit sent to you, let me know and we'll pop it in the post for you, Doreen. Just need to know which one it is. Okay, my top stitch is number 4. down there. You guys should be able to see. Oh, is that move? That's zooming in and out, isn't it? What's it doing? Why is it doing that? That's annoying. Oh, did you? Oh, what sewing needle do you need to sew through the panel and the lever? I use a number 14. Why is it doing that zooming in and out thing? That's weird as. Stop. I can't even do anything to it. It won't let me. Black dots and 3 meter, please. Black with dots and 3 meters. Yep, no worries, Doreen. I can do that. Okay. I just don't know why it's zooming backwards and forwards. I think it's stopped now. That was weird. I love being live. You do the lives and everything goes wrong. All right. So nice little stitch along there. I think it's trying to zoom in the dogs. I think it is. No, it moved it along. I wonder if it's a what? Hang on. Is it that? Yeah, it's that bright light. Watch. Turn it on. Look. It goes off its head. All right, well, turned it off. So it won't do it anymore. Okay. I'm going to sew these. Doreen, send me a quick PM with that, love. I will forget. Brain like a sieve. I don't know how I roll. I'm giving myself a nice seam on this so that I can actually fold it, open it out, and start go backwards and forwards and try and keep that as straight as you possibly can. Just added entertainment. You'll be, gosh, it'll turn you epileptic by the time you finish. We had that going in and out all the time. All right, that's one. Just making sure they're joined on the right side, because that'd be really entertaining if they weren't. Beauty of this machine is I can roll it backwards and forwards. Oh, sorry, dog's underneath. Just barked for no reason. Oh, I got Tui here. She does do that. So excuse me if she does, but she does do that. Yep. She tends to think that barking is important for her anyway. Have you had a play on your dookie yet, Julie? I am a bit of a jack fiend. So when I use these, go and put it to put it on the thing, I'm going to open that up so they're out like that. But I need to melt those, seal them. Always advisable to keep your fingers away from it and don't set it on fire. Back and forward. Back and forward. And you can do that. And that just stops anything from peeling. You can clip them back for a little while. It'll just help them sit flatter for later. I'm just going to put that there and there. And when I'm ready, they'll be a little bit flat. A little bit of training for them. Yeah, I'm a bit of a jack girl. I do enjoy the jack sewing machines. But the Dookies, they're a good industrial. I mean, industrials are pretty easy, simple machines most of the time, except when, you break them, which is hard to do. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. I'm just holding that there. I'm going to put that aside for now. When the pocket is stitched, I'm going to put that aside too. Then I'm going to get my pattern, the bag outer and the pocket. So take the panel supplied kitten in the 12-inch square, turn over the top edge, which we've done, stitch, And then we need to cut the black homespun into, which is actually this homespun. Okay, so we're going to do that one. 2 by 16.5 by 20 for the front, and then we need to the bag base, which is this one, should already be cut, which is in the kit, and that's going to be our bag front and back. So we're going to do that first. I'm going to get the cutter. Just move the machine a bit more. So I have some really cute things that came in the post the other day to show you guys too when Monday night comes. They're really, really cute. So what I did was, from here, from my folded bit, I haven't opened it right out. That's my fold, my selvage. 2 selvages are here. I'm going, so you can see that's not even there. Yeah. So I'm going to even that edge out. So I'm going to move it along a little. It's a little bit shorter than my ruler, longer than my ruler. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to straighten and get a nice straight edge. Okay. Plan to do sewing soon. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, then line it up on a straight line. And it needs to be, we need 16.5 by 20 inch. Now, if you go 20 inch across this way, right, you'll get 2 16s that way. Yes, you will. All right. So we're going to do that. Listen to that dog. So this is a 17 inch mat. So it makes it a little bit hard. So I've got 17 to there. And then I need to go to 3 inches back, which is 14, and move that up to there. Okay. And I know I need to cut on this very line over here, as that would make it 20 inches. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Take that away. That's going to be the lining. Then I'm going to cut this way for the 16.5. Now, if I go, listen to that dog. Penny, Candy. I'm going to cut that little bit of selvage off first to get a nice straight edge. I know I just cut a nice straight edge. I'm using the mat as a bit of a layout. Hi, son. So I'm just going to cut a straight edge there, taking off the selvage. That over there. And we need 16.5. Now, again, this is a 17 inch mat. So I know I need to go to my 16.5 mark. So 1/2 inch that side. Make sure that's lined up. That's 16.5. This is on the fold. So I've gone from the open end. And that is going to be my pocket, that bit I'm cutting off. So that is the front and back. Listen to that dog. That's the front and back. That is your base. This will be your pocket. Now, the pocket, oh my gosh, she's so bad. Penny! Is, I think I pretty much did it this way. Yep. I put the interfacing on the inside. Should be roughly the same-ish. Going to iron those down. And then we're going to fold. We're going to fold it to the right sides together. And then we're going to sew the edges. G'day, Catherine. I'm going to sew the base to the main part of the body of the bags first. I have to stop. Who's that? Oh. That's petty. And then we're going to do the pocket. All right. So first things first, let's do this. Bring this up. Adjust the camera. Let's bring it a little closer. Come a little bit closer. Ooh, not that close. Oh, what's going on? There we go. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Now on the industrial, I do the stitch length when I'm sewing seams together at around about 3.5 when I'm using vinyl or anything like that. When I top stitch, I do it at 4, and I do this. That's her snoring. That's just her snoring. When I do the top stitch, I do it at 4. Heather, she's just noisy. I'm doing a bag for a friend and adding a recess zipper here. Oh yes. Well, next video I'm going to do is that zipper. You know, that zipper. So this will be a fraction short because the faux is just that little bit short of it. Don't stress over it. We're going to trim the excess off. So we're going to clip those together, right sides together. Whoop the days. Okay. That's going to be our back. All right, so I can do that one first, and then I'll show you what to do with the front one. Hey, Michelle, we'll watch a bit later with those little bags. With the koala. Watch later, busy. Oh, are you? Okay, I have a very noisy snory too. Yeah, Cavaliers do that. They are very good at that. All righty. Set it 3.5, and I'm just going to do a seam down here, just a normal seam. Just trying to keep it still. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just losing. There we go. All right, that's that one. Okay, now we're going to top stitch that in a minute. This one, it's a 20-inch way this way, 16.5 this way. We want the 20-inch side this side, and I've lost my pocket. Sorry, bear with me. We are going to put our pocket down at the base as well, right? But we want to find the center. So the way I find centers of these things is to fold in half and snip. Give it a layer. Missed the beginning, so watch later. No worries, Heather. Find the half mark and snip like that. And we're going to lay that face up, just like that. And we're going to sew this into the seam. So I just need to pin, or clip I should say. Don't use pins on this, so you won't get the pin mark out. Using that center mark. And we're just going to clip those in. I don't know why I've got these random shaped clips there. Okay, turn that over. Find the center of this first, I think. That would be advisable. Turn her over, because you want that to go in together. Line that up, put a clip there, and adjust your clips accordingly. Okay, and we're going to sew that seam in there. All right, and then we'll do the top stitching. All right. Okie doke. So you open that out, got that like that. And we're going to get that seam and push that seam towards the base. This is your base, okay? So just fold that way. Don't worry about the edging of this or anything, or the edging of that. We'll fix that up later. So I'm just pushing. You can turn it over and do it if you want to. I'm pushing that seam towards the, if you've got a little roller tool, you could use that as well. I just want to push it towards the faux leather side. You do have to check as you're sewing, like doing the top stitch, that you've got it underneath. Okay. Yes, there will be batting sewn. Yes. I actually put it in with the, what's the name? I put it in, I think, with the, I can put it in now. What are the straps? But yeah, you can put it in now. If you wanted to, you could put in the batting now, or you could do it later. But I show you how I did the batting, and that's why I only needed with the straps. But yeah, so I'll get the iron and everything going. But let me top stitch this first, and then we'll do that. And do it about 1/8 from the edge. So you've got to force the seam under. Hey, Chewy, what are you doing? What are you doing, darling? You want to come up and say hello? Come on, come on, come on. Chewy, come on, up, quick. Up, Chewy, up. Come on, good girl. Say hello to Toodles. Not quite a Jack Russell. She's having an afternoon with her nana. Right? You have an afternoon with nannies. You having an afternoon. All right, then we're going to do this side. Would you use walking foot on? Yes, absolutely use a walking foot on a domestic, or a Teflon foot. You might need. You could use just a Teflon foot if you got it like this. As soon as you've got the foam underneath, you would need a walking foot. All right. Okay. Let me stab yourself. There we go. Okay. So what I've got here is front, back, and base. Okay. Now I'm not worrying about it being too big on either side, or I can clear that up later. I can always trim that back. Now what I'm going to do, and if you've got your wadding with you, you've got a top and a base and a back, right? What you're going to find is they're going to be a fraction bit big because, you know, they're not being sewn into the seam. Now, I did this to reduce a little bit of bulk. You can sew them into the seam if you want, but I thought it would reduce a little bulk. I am going to trim this one back about a 1/4 inch from what is in the kit. Maybe half an inch from the kit. That will help. That's not written in the instructions, but it will help me. So that is something you might want to take into consideration. So I'm going to trim this back by half an inch, and then I'm going to get my iron. Oops, daisy. So I'll get that one out of the way, that one out of the way, that out of the way. Oops, daisy. I love modern technology. I love it. I just love it. Got dog bowls in the back. It's great. Here we go. You still see the dog bowls. Yeah, wrong way. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. We've got dogs. All right. So to do it really highly technical, I'm just going to fold it in half and then cut it half an inch off, I should say. Do a rough cut. Push down really hard. It is quite like high, thick, and that should do it. Okay. I'll get my iron. And I'm going to get my iron mat. I'm just going to roll that baby out of the way. It's got a bit more room. Out of the way. And I'm also going to get my batting joiner. So when you get your batting joiner, this one's got a rough edge. Might get a proper pair of scissors. Okay. So I grab along the long edge. So you've got the long edge of your foam, which is this one, not this one. So the long edge, let me get the camera right. So if I'm looking at this piece, that's your short edge here, and your long edge is long here. So long edge, let's turn the camera so you can see what the heck's going on. This camera would stop moving, that'd be awesome on its own. Damn it. Hang on. I'm just going to move that keyboard. There we go. Not moving. Being spooky on me. There. So we're going to put these together. Okay, like that. This comes off with the fine, soft upright and the glue underneath. So all I do is measure out like that. Okay. Make sure that they're touching. And I get my iron. And I make them stick. Okay. It's a bit windy today. I don't know if it's like that at your place. It's been very windy. Yeah. Wind's knocking things over. Turn it off. Turn it around. Now on foam, you can do just one side. We can do both. I tend to, depending on the foam, how it's going, like depending on what's happening, what I'm using it in, I'll sometimes use it on both, especially a bag if I'm joining. Oops-a-days, because it gets a bit of use. Humid and hot here. Oh, that sounds gross. The wind's warm here. It's a strange part of the time of the year. Batting joint. Yeah, batting joint's amazing. It is. It saves a lot of headache. Get all those little bits. You know how I sell all those little remnant bits of batting and join them together and make your piece of batting up. Then we do the same to the other side of this one. So that one over there. Don't worry about that sort of stuff. It's just the front cover of it. Makes no diff. Doesn't hurt it at all. Again, join up. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm doing it this way rather than having it as one whole piece and sewing it in. By doing this, they have an automatic fold piece there where that joint is. I don't know if you can see that very well because it's a little bit off camera, but yeah. So I'll show you. When I get this one done, I'll be able to show it properly. Some wind here. Cold front is coming through this week. Okay. Yeah. Sort of was icky through the week, like horrible, weather, like cloudy and miserable, cold wind and whatever. And we've had a brilliant day yesterday. It was just superb. And then today, sort of been cloudy, windy, a warm wind. So it's a bit weird. Strange weather. Anyway, I digress. I have saved a join interfacing pieces and used to join batting. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, can absolutely do that. So I don't do a lot of ironing or pressing when I'm doing this because, like with the making the bag and that, I really don't. Try not to. I don't like ironing. Wet and rainy in the west. Sounds a bit icky too. So they fold up. See how it folds? When you get it up like that, it folds, automatically wants to fold on that part where you join. So theoretically, it's going to help me when I put this baby together. Now, while I've got the iron out, I'm going to iron interfacing down on this. I think my iron might need a clean. Just get rid of that seam there. You can save heaps of money on just joining bits of interfacing or wadding together. So it'll be right on the size. Oops, adhesive, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You can do it with interfacing as well. You just use a Teflon mat. I need one of those speed cameras, you know, the ones that fast forward at so many minutes. Go fast forward about 10 seconds. Can't do that when you're doing live. All right. With this is your pocket. So we're going to go this way. Again, don't worry about the sides not being straight. I want the bottom. We can trim that off. And we're going to leave an opening. We're going to sew down here across, back stitch up here. All right. So we're going to leave that bottom bit open a bit here so we can turn it out. Oops. I don't know why I've got a little thing of these, because I've got a whole bag of it. It's this random little container I've got. Okay. Let's get and sew that. Okay. I'm going to need the iron again in a minute, so just going to bring that up there. This here. Stitch down again to a normal stitch. Okay. Under here. 1/4 inch seam. Ready in that. Okay. Oh, I just run out of bobbin too. I reckon I have. That one I didn't want to. Yeah. Oh, I sure did. Here's one I prepared earlier. I do love that about these. They roll my bobbins at the same time as I sew. Okay. That there, that there, that one. Another one of these. One here. I've got to remember which way I put it on. I'll soon find out. Let's go here. Finish that one off. Hang on. This one's around the wrong way. Came unthreaded. What's going on? Love a good life. Here we go. All right. Hold up. Oh gosh, shakes. There we go. So I'm trying to get that bobbin to do its thing. When it works a treat. I just have to get it going. Okay, try again. What happened then? Swear to God I didn't touch it. All right, there we go, right there. So easy to follow compared to some. Oh, good. So I'm glad they are. Sometimes I worry about it. I think, oh, am I making sense or am I not? All right, so I'm just going to trim that off a little bit on that corner and that corner. Don't take too much, sort of like a bit of an arc. This one I can come in a bit because I've got excess. I'm just going to trim it a bit. Don't go too far. I go crazy. On the corners, trim your corner up here and this way. Then get this, and on a solid bench, fold that back. And to the other side. And then we're just going to turn it right way out. So we're just poking out the corners with my finger, not the scissors, all right? Just FYI. Scissors are not good to put in there. You'll only, you can use a purple thing or something, but if you put scissors in there, you're going to go through the fabric. So just fold that seam down like that and the iron over it. You can iron the whole thing. The opening's a little bit wonky. Just come in and clip it. Because when I sew it, I don't want it moving. Why are they all big ones? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sew across here. Okay. And then I'm going to have that's going to be ready to go onto the lining. All right, so I'm just going to sew that top one. That's going to be my top stitch. So again, I'll just do that off camera. Oh, do a larger stitch. So around about 3 on the Richter scale. And there. Okay. Now we're going to, we've got that done. Oh, thread in there, get that out, and that's all done. Okay, so that pocket will be ready for later. Oh yeah, that's all good. Okay, do you have a brindle and white English stuffy panel? No, I don't actually. No. I've got a black staffy, but not a brindle. No, there's only I've got some other animals coming soon, and there's only so many dogs you can have. All right, so let's go back to this one. Okay, flip it over. I'm done with the iron for now, so I'm going to actually just pop that on the floor. I might unplug it, I think. There we go. Okay. So what I did was I basically laid that out like that. Okay. Laid it on top. Just scooched. So I wanted that seam around about there where the fold is. That's sort of where I wanted it. And I do the same with the other side. I'm literally clipping the sides here, because what I want to do is now I want to run a second line or a line straight over the top here, or you could even do it on the coloured side, which would also work. That might be better that side. Just something to hold it down. And I've run out of clips. Did I use them all? Oh, they're there. I was going to say, I thought I had more than that. So I'm just clipping around the edge just to hold her in place. And once I've got that sort of two pieces sewn together, I can then think about my lining and cutting my lining right. And we'll do the pop. Obviously, we'll do the straps and the mini as well. I'll do there. So I'm going to stitch on this side. So we've got a decorative on the plain side. This is definitely where you would use a walking foot. I'm using a brown to match in with whatever I'm doing. So I'm going to adjust the camera again. There we go. Sewing machine. Wait, stop it. For some reason or other, it's got loose and it shouldn't. Right, okay. Now, because it's so wide, to get under here, even with the big space, what I did was I literally just fold, grab one of the clips here, held on to that one there, held on to all of that, and then I stitched down one side. You can also flip that on itself. I'm just going to put the stitch length up to 4. Okay. Take that, put it on that side. Make sure we lift under. Thread out of the way. Oh, there goes the wind. Yep. So hold that under there. And I'm using the width of the foot as a guide. Okay. And off we go. On this side. And then I will do the exact same here, even with that there, right? I'll still just pull it up, just roll it, clip the side, just roll it a bit, clip the side. That there, I take out that, pop that back in, and I literally just do what I did to the other one, fold it up, itchy eyeball, sorry, I'm scratching my eye. Put your clip on the other side, and this will also help secure down your pocket as well in the front. And by using a walking or Teflon foot, it'll slide over that pocket easy. Okay. There, just move that out of the way for a sec. Hi, Jenny. All right, let's pop that down. Back over here. Okay, just unclip that and that. We're almost there. It's not far. Okay, so that gives you, I'm just going to try and move that camera where we can see a little bit more. That gives you quite a secure sort of thing. you know that's going to hold in. Your base is now sewn in. I mean, if you want to quilt the whole thing first, you know, you're welcome to do that and then just stick everything on top. That is perfectly fine as well. Coming back to this strapping, okay, I've had that clipped there for a while. Just helps hold that out. Now, what I did on mine, because it's got the join. Okay, so I've just got to watch where the join stops and starts. Okay, so I just want to make sure that it's not going to get too much in my way. And I'm reckoning, I wonder if I could actually do it that way. Okay, no, I can't. Oh, yeah, good. All right, so that join, I'm going to try, because what you want to do is find your halfway point, right? I'm going to get that join now. In the pattern, it'll say one join, which was just to join one piece together. Excuse me. But in this one, because I've got the two pieces, Lynn, I've ordered one of those. I can get them to order another. It's a shame I didn't know that. I can do that, yes. So that won't work. So this is going to be somewhere down here. All right. So what we do is we find that point and we make sure that what we have on one side we have on the other. So it's a little bit tricky, but you just sort of, you nut it out a little bit as you go. So that's going to go that way. And because you can't actually pin into this, you can pin into the fabric, all right? So if you wanted to, you can get a pin and stick it in, which I think I did from memory. A couple of pins here. Okay. All right, I'm just going to stick that through. Just watch that you're not putting it through your vinyl. You don't want to make a hole in your vinyl. So I will use the tape, you know, the tape that holds down zippers. I will actually use that. I think it's too far out, but that'll give me an idea. I'm going to put them roughly in the same spot so they're not very noticeable. And I've split them, rather than having it one whole lump one way like that, I've split that open so they're flat. So just roughly eyeballing. Go under there. Don't stab yourself. Okay. Now, just going to pull that up here. I'm going to clip up the top here. I've just sort of flattened it out. I'm going to clip that just so it's in place and do the same to the other side, just because I want to measure the handles out. So I'll come back to measuring this side bit here, this bit here in a minute. I just want to get the handles right, the size, like the length of them. So if I flip that over, that gives me that handle length. Yeah, what have I got here? That's a lot longer, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so we get some pins and can't do there. Now, if you find that the handle length is it's not quite as long as the one I've done, right? So if you find the handle length is not long enough, you could cut it, not put it on the base, right? So miss that bit and bring it out further. Do you know what I mean? So you have, well, there's 3 meters in there. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll do it that way. I mean, I really should have it in a seam, but I won't be. So you could get it, cut it in half. You want that there and that on that side. So we want that in the middle, somewhere in the middle. Okay, one on each side. So if we cut that in half, we sewn it together, cut it in half, then we can actually, sorry, bear with me, I've got to cut the other side too, you silly woman. Then we can actually do it from the base of the bag rather than having it all the way across, which will use less strapping too. So again, and that will give you the really long handles. Okay. You would sew them in. We don't have to. We can fold that under. Just got to make sure I've got that right way up. That way, that way. So fold that under about a good inch. Place it there like that. Okay. And you're going to pin it in place because we're going to sew that down. It ain't going nowhere. So pin in place there. And I think from memory, I think it was around about the 3-inch mark. I'll just check that. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and a bit. So about 3.5 inches from the side. So 3.5 that side. So that's perfect. So I just have to make sure that this side, when I do this, is 3.5. And the chat just went away. 3.5 from the other side. So we place that down there. All right. And fold that there. And that will use less of the strapping. What will happen is you'll have this join because I've now got this join, and that will be up here somewhere up in the bag. You can absolutely just sew around that, which is probably something I will do just to hold that down and not be visible. So we would then go, right, so let's just make sure we've got this right. So from here to here, here to here, perfect. Here to there, and put a pin that one. Oh my God, how cute is that? Yeah, it's very cute. I love the dog. He's underrated, I say. People are sort of not taking to him, but I think he's as cute as a button. So, but that's just me. So about there. So just use the edge of your ruler. Okay, and I will sew up here and about 2 inches from the top. So I measure 2 inches down. No, 1, 2, at least here. And I will get a pin and place it there. Oh, come on. And that's where I go to. I don't go any further than that. I do the same on this side and I'll do the same on the other end. And yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I think you have, yeah. Sorry, I've got a pin in my mouth now. Just measuring 2 inches down. Yeah. Ouch. 2 inches. From a distance, it looks different. You make yes, Cass. Yes. Okay. So I'm just showing a bit of a different way. I think it's a little bit crooked. I can see looking up here. I haven't quite followed that line, so I need to push that in a little. Like that. Just double check yourself each time. It's so easy. Just all of a sudden go a little bit sideways, just like that. So I just look down there, make sure it's down. I will fix this up and I'll show you how to fix that up. Literally, we'll get a bit of black, what's the name? What they call it, permanent marker here. and we'll colour that in after I stitch it down. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it around and do the same to this side. Now, if you're wanting to put another pocket here, go ahead. Absolutely. Put a zipper pocket, whatever you like. It is all perfectly okay. Just didn't put that in my instructions. But we need to be the 3.5 from here. So again, I'm going to fold that. You sounded like Uncle Arthur. Okay. Okay. Oh dear. Uncle Arthur. All right, so that is nice and steady. And then there, and 2 inches from the top. Okay. And then, oh my God, Michelle, I've twisted it. Hang on. All right. We're getting there. How much of the bag strapping do you need for it to go all the way around? Look, I'm not getting 2 meters, by the way. Like, it went around with 3, but it just didn't give me quite a big this. It didn't give me much of that. So, yeah. I'm reckoning 4. 2 on 2. It's a lot, though. Hey. Joey. Yeah, she's noisy. She's noisy. Are you noisy? Come here. Toodles. Are you noisy? Are you noisy? Oh. All right. Oh, wrong side. Yeah, for the longer handles, I'm thinking you're going to need a little bit more. Oops, wrong way. That's way too short. Hey. 1, 2. Okay. That's right. Okay. That's just there. Okay, that's way in. Yeah, way. Yeah. Okay. And that stuff is so stiff. Oh, the other dog's here now. It's going to make even more noise. Good Lord. There. Gotta be another pin. I need one more pin. Just one. Oh, that's a crowbar. Oh, I'm live videoing. Okay. I'm going to go down here. Are you going, love? Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah. All right. So we're going to sew. We're going to sew all the way around here. Okay. Then we're going to fix up these little ends on these straps so that you won't see them. And yeah, we're so close to being done. It's not funny. So let me get this sewing machine in the picture. Move the camera up. Why it keeps doing that sideways thing, I still don't know. Damn it. Right. Dog's drinking. Sorry, I'm just tightening it up. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. It's just decided to be a real doofus. Sorry, you guys are going to be sick by the time you watch this. I'm going to try and see if I can work with it, because it's not going to tighten. So we're on a bit of an angle. We're workies with it. Okay. All right. First things first, let's stitch down these. I'll leave that one for a minute. Stitch down the opposite side, the back one. Let's not do the front one yet. It's quite key. It would seem like that. We're just going to stitch down the other one. I'm in the middle of potting up plants, so we'll watch later, but it's looking pretty good. Love the puppy. Yeah, he's cute. All right. So we can just want to make sure that's not crooked. It just seems to look a little crooked under the foot. Play nice with your mama. There we go. All right. Okay. Oh. Yeah. That's my bobbin one deciding to come off the thingy, the stand. Lift up and turn. Take your pin out while you're sewing it. Stay there. It's not going any further, is it? It's still winding onto the bobbin. And just make sure that the edge of that fold of the bag strapping has been put like under, like it's not sticking out of the side, if you know what I mean. All right, so that's one side. I'm just pulling the threads through to the back. It's easier. And now we're going to do the other side. And if you notice, I sort of started somewhere in the middle. Down the bottom. I didn't sort of start on the, what do they call it, the corner. Oh, you little darling. Got me a ripper. Ow. Don't bleed on anything. Got me a nasty one. That's a big pin. So again, I'm just lifting up, pulling that other thread through that I started with. It'll just finish it off a little nicer. Pull out a little trim off. And again, grab that thread and pull through the top thread if you can. If you can't, you can probably just chop. Oh, no, there it goes. It's coming off. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that gets that side. Now, let's do the nasty side. So this is going to be the one with the pocket. Oh, pin in there. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to roll this baby up just to get out of my way. Just to help me. Okay. Just roll that up like that, just to hold it down, just because it's going to give me a hard time when I don't want it to. Just make sure your pocket is underneath. It should just sit there because you've sort of pinned everything around it, and it's sort of going to have that. We've stitched it down here. It's going to have the habit of just wanting to sit that way. Yeah, so now I'm just going to, again, just go up and down here. I'm just going to double check that one. It just looks like I'm not over far enough. Sometimes I think it's this top bit. Here we go. You soon find out when you put this top bit to that bit and you go, oh, yeah, that's not meeting. But I'm sure we'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? I hope you can all hear me from over there. Probably sounds like I'm in the bottom of a bucket, does it? And here you go. Come on. You can do it. Does not want to lift. What's going on there? Okay. Bit of a, I don't want to. I'm making it meet. I'm making it do what I want it to do now. So, all right. Now, yeah, it just didn't want to turn in that thick bit. So it might be easier with your walking foot than it is with this. There's not much room when I lift that foot up. It doesn't sort of lift very far, whereas on your walking foot it should. It's a good way to problem solve, you know, when you sort of think, oh, I've been sort of dealt a bit of a blow here. I've only got this much, you know, how do I make it work? This is a good way to do it. One more side. Ouch. These pins, like they're massive. These are what I use. They are huge for the long arm. And every now and then I see one, and I grab one to use, forgetting that they are massive. It's hard to find it like that. Now I'm bleeding. So I don't advise to use them all the time because they're they're cruel. They're very cruel. All right. Stop it. Alrighty. Did it again. That one I snapped. Alrighty. So we have currently front pocket on, handles on, okay? That's good. They are matching. Good, good. Now, what I want to do now is fix this back bit, okay? I would use a black thread normally, but because I've got the brown on, I'm just going to use a brown over the top of that. Actually, I think I might have black in the bobbin, so it should work out well if I go that way. So I'm literally going to stitch around there like a box, and then I'm going to come in with my permanent marker and just cover that in, and it should be fine. So I'm just going to do that. A little bit of our thing there. Let's get on there. Okay, that's one. And we're gonna do the other. So what I did there was went forward, then I just reversed, so I didn't have to turn the whole thing around. Okay. So that's that. Just going to push that out of the way. Trim off any threads. That's a goober. Trim off threads on this side. That one had a bit of an explosion. This one here was a bit better. Whoops, a days. That was my coffee. Straight into the microphone. Drink it, hey. Okay. So just your lighter, just fold that back. Don't let it catch on fire. Fold that back. Melt that stuff down. Okay. Same on this one. Just fold it back. Make it melt. There we go. And that side. Okay. Let me get permanent marker. and just colour that bit of white thread in there. The one we just melted. It's just because it's coming unthreaded. No one's going to see it anyway. Let me just colour it in. That's one. Just like I bought one. Just colour that little bit in. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is basically the front done. All we're going to do now is do the lining and join it all together. Let's take these threads off. All good. Okay, lining. So theoretically, it should be roughly the same size as it is. All you really have to do is take a little bit off the top. If I lay that straight over, it's looking pretty darn good. I would take off, turn it over. That way it needs to lose a few inches here. Let's see if I can move that camera a little bit more. There we go. So when I've laid that down, there's that bit there. That's a little bit big. So that's the part we have to cut off. So you could do that with a pair of scissors. You don't need to take that to a cutting board or anything. You just need to trim it off. Don't stress if it's not exact and perfect. We're going to make it work regardless. Look at that. Look, no one would know. Okay, now we can take those off for now. That off and that off. And that one. Pop the front aside for a minute. Find the right side of your fabric. You want to come down around about on one side of this. Come down around about 4 or 5 inches or so. That side. So probably around about 3 or 4 inches. So if I come down from the top, wrong way. Nope, I had it right way. There's my 3, there's my 4. Let's go down 4 inches, okay? I'm going to find the center of this. Like that. I'm just going to like that. Oh, perfect. And then I'm going to do that. Same thing with this. Get a bit of a squish. Like that. Then I'm going to get my ruler. I'm going to sit at 4 inches down from the top. There's my center line. So there's 4 inches. My center line is here. I'll put my center. I'm sorry, I tell a lie. My center line is around about there. There's my center line there. Make sure it's lined up. Then this is where you would use pins again or tape. Okay, these pins, like I say, are massive. Don't ask me for them. I can't get them. They're just massive. So I'm just going to clip pin top and the bottom. And now you can decide whether you want this pocket to like have a divider or you want it as one pocket. I'm just going to do one pocket on this one. I think in the pattern I have it as a divided pocket, so you can put a phone in one side and maybe, you know, something else in the other. You can also put one on the other side as well. You can do it again. You've got this little bit here. As silly as it sounds, cut that in half, join it together, put a bit of interfacing on it, and maybe just a bit of scrap calico on the back to line it, and you've got another pocket. So, yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew down here, up there, back and forward at start and finish. All right, so let's bring this back. She's so heavy. It's not really, it's just me. I'm being dramatic. It's just me being dramatic. All right. There we go. Stay under there. Oh, top's over here. Sillies. Now, normally with a pocket, I'll start a little bit further down. So I'll sort of start a little bit further down from the start, from the corner. And I'll go a couple stitches down and then I'll reverse. And then come back down. Around about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the pocket is fine. So if I was going to do the center pocket, I'd go up, across, and then down. Okay, just so you know. Okay. All right, just cutting off these little bits. Let's go down here. My pocket's in. Okay. Done. Done, 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 done. All right. Now, keep your handles out of the way. There we go. You can see that. Yep. Okay. Keep your handles out of the way so you can tuck it in a pocket. You can clip them down, whatever suits. Keep them out of the way. We don't want them in the seams. And we're going to put these together. Now, make sure you've got your pocket on your lining right side, but I put it to the other side of the front pocket, so it's not so much weight on one side. I'm not worrying about anything else at the moment but getting that on there. So what I'm going to sew first is the top and bottom seam. So I'm going to keep that out of the way, clip that together. And when I do this seam, is that the light you have attached? Yes, Catherine. I think it was Lynn Marshall wants one. I've got to order one for her if you'd like one. I can't remember how much they are off the top of my head. It is magnetized to the actual machine. It doesn't glue on. So if you're wanting one, Catherine, I'll order one in for you. It takes a few weeks to get here, a week or so. Yeah. So I just clip that along. They're perfect for the industrials because they're made of metal. All right, so I'm going to sew that across there, and then I'm going to sew the other side. Make sure you're catching in all three layers, lining, front, and foam. Okay, and I'm going to swing it around and do the same side, the same to this side. I don't have a pocket as such there. Well, I do, but it's in the lining. So I'm just going to utilize that little pocket there and just clip these in. Yes, please. Okay. Just send me a quick PM for it because I haven't got a pen and paper to write down. Oh, I do, but I'm sort of some. Is it rude? Is that rude of me? Just send me a quick PM. Love you a long time. Send it through Facebook. Even what's the name? What do they call it? YouTube. I'm good for that. But yeah. mind. Yeah, for some reason rather 35, 40, 30, something, somewhere in that, 25, somewhere in that distance it seems like it is. I'm just retweaking this a little. It was a little bit off on that side just to make sure it is right. Now it is. Probably won't work on my machine. It needs to be magnetic. So the thing at the back, let's see if I can get that up. So this thing here is a magnet. Like that. Very, very big magnet. Stay. Oh, last time I had that on, it had trouble zooming. All right. You see my coffee area. That's a really good background when you're doing a video, isn't it? See my head. Hello. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. So I'm doing about a 1/2 inch seam on this because I don't want it to come undone. And I want to give it a little bit of space. The dog is going off its head at a rabbit that it can't get. I don't have industrial machine or plastic yet. It won't stick to it, Catherine. It needs to be some sort of metal. Yeah, unless you had a machine, yeah, that has like a metal part to it. Right. I'm going to turn that around. Can I please have a blue light also on your jack? Elaine, I've already ordered you one, honey. I've ordered you one, sweetheart. You asked me that the other day. I've got you one. It's on its way. I'm all over that stuff, Elaine. Hey, get back. Alrighty. And under there, 1/2 inch seam. Christine Burford wants one. Okay. All right. So I'm ordering one for Christine and am I ordering one for Catherine? Let me get a piece of paper and write it down. Hang on. Yeah, I'll just use an invoice that I've got from someone. Hang on. Right. So I've got one for Lynette Marshall. And I have to go watching a live with Sarah from Lakeside Cooking Live. We'll watch the remainder later. Watching a live with Sarah from, is she cooking? I'll give it a miss. No worries. Thank you. They're the best lights. Yes, Christine. Okay, Christine Burford. Yeah, got it. All right. Lights. Got it. Camera action. All righty. So I've got those. Now, we're going to open, like, I could go and top stitch now or I can do it later. It just depends on what I want to do. So if I do it now, it'll be in the seam. If I do it later, I'll just be going all the way around. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just sort of going by the seat of my pants here. So we're going to join those two seams. So if I do it now, I can sew that back and sew that back at the same time. Yeah, I can still do that. I'll just put these together, my seams together like that. Clip in place. And do the same to the other side. This is a little bit big. I'll be trimming it down. Just make sure your seams are even. And I just get in there. And just make sure you leave a good opening on the side. Okay, so I've just lined up, and I'm also on this bag base going to line up that bottom as well. So this bottom bit, I want it to be even. So that's fairly important. So make sure that's done. I know I had, sometimes these big clips come in handy and sometimes they don't. That one. Now, I could just trim that excess off there. I'm just going to struggle with it, just for time's sake. If I was not on a video, I would actually trim that off because it would give me the irrits. And then the other side. No, don't ask me for big clips. I had them for ages and it took me forever to sell them, so I stopped buying them. And then, of course, when I don't have them, everyone wants them, of course. Alrighty, so make sure again that your handle is out of the way. We're going to, and just remember that this bit here at the base, this bit here, this bit is going to be thinner than this bit. So I'm going to start on this side and finish on that side. And the reason being is because I'm going to be giving it a big seam. So again, another 1/2 inch seam, because the wadding is a lot wider than the actual underneath. I can see that from here. My bag starts around about 1/2 inch in even. So I'm giving it, to you it'll look like, if you were looking at it, it'd be looking like I'm giving it an inch seam, but I'm realistically only giving it about 1/2 inch. It's just that I've got to allow for that excess wadding. Just slow down at those thick seams. Keep it as neat, as like slow as you can. So if I keep going at the same rate I'm doing now, when I get up to here, it'll even out. So now it'll look like a 1/2 inch. Now make sure you give yourself a good 5 inch seam, a 5 inch gap, so that you can turn the bag out, because it is a thick bag and we do want to turn it out. So if you only give yourself 3 inches, you're not going to be able to get your hand in there, let alone the bag out. So give yourself a good 5 inches and bring it down to here. And back stitch. All right. Okie doke. That and that. That's good. And then I'm going to turn it, and you can see there's going to be a lot of gaps. So I'm going to have to make sure that I allow for that. You know, I can't not allow for that. So that's going to be cut off. I will cut that off, but I can't see it when I'm sewing. So I have to allow for that big difference. And like I say, the only reason why I'm not cutting it off now is for time. If I was doing this on my own without a video, I would just take the time, cut it off, even it out, rather than sitting here going, gosh, am I getting the other side? But because I'm already been going for like an hour and a half, you can buy a magnet from Bunnings to use double-sided tape on the machine to hold it in place. I have this. Oh, okay. Double-sided tape on the machine to hold this in place. Bloody great idea. Good idea, Mavis. Well done. She's making scones and scrolls. Right, okay. Now, yeah. I'm afraid you'll get nothing but sewing out of me. I don't like cooking. So I can tell that there's a big difference from one side to the other. I'm okay. I'm going to give it a double whammy over here, back and forwards, just because that's a little bit thinner in the seam. And go all the way down. Okay. Beautiful. So there you go. So you can buy double-sided tape. Actually, I've got a whole heap of double-sided tape coming my way. That you can buy a magnet from Bunnings and use a double-sided tape. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Where are they? See? Huh. I reckon I've got magnets somewhere that have double-sided tape on it. I just can't find them. So you do need to worry about the magnet and being yes, you do. You do, Jeanette, you do. You could put it, nah. I'd hate to say, yeah, you can put it here and it'll be fine, depending on your machine. I would talk to maybe the machine specialist. Yeah, I don't know. Just it does. If they're really computerized machines, you might have to avoid them, like embroidery or whatever, because you'll lose your computer side of it. Yeah, that and absolutely is, Nancy. That is the dog snoring. You've got that in one underneath the table. So you can see I'm being really, really super careful. I'm just taking some of the excess off. You can neaten it up. Okay. Like mucking up. Yeah, it would. Don't want to be a Debbie Downer, just being cautious. Yeah, look, you're right. Yeah, you could. I'd say if it was a really old machine, no electronics, go for your life. But a new $20,000 machine, even a $3,000 machine, don't know. I'm just going to take that off there. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the one to say, yeah, go ahead and do that. And then your machine goes, no, I'm not doing it. Because then you'd be like, Michelle told me. Now, if you want a square base on your bag, this is where you would do it. I actually have a couple of different ways of doing it. So I will go, I have a Janome Skyline 3. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. That's got electronics in it, electrical doodah stuff. You can square out your corner by cutting it and then doing it, or you can also, what they call this, I always think of it making a triangle and then go across and do it that way as well. I like doing it this way, get better look out of it that way. If I make this 2 by 2, then it's going to be 4 inches wide. So I'm just going to do about, I'm going to do 2 by 2. It's quite a wide bag. It's quite big. It could take a big base on it. So when I'm measuring this, I want 2 inches, but I want 2 inches from, there's 1, 2, up, and that is a 1/2 inch there. So that's 1 inch, 2 inch from the stitch line, not from the edge, from the stitch line. So 2 inches up and 2 inches across to the stitch line. And there's a reason for that. You've got to accommodate the stitch line, not from the seam of your fabric. So just get your pen and just mark it. And I would do this on the corner. I use a cheap LED light that I bought from Bunnings ages ago when I first started crafting it. It sits on the table in its own base and goes under my machine table. Yeah, it's a good idea. I also have those ones that the LEDs with the light string, the ones that stick to the under of your machine and they stick into a USB port. That's another way of doing it too. Okay, so 2 inches. So we go 2 inches that way, and then we go 1, 2 inches, and that's from that seam. So we do it there, and then we go and do the same to the base. We're almost done, guys. So we'll just do this and then do the what do they call it, the top stitch. I might move it out of the way now. We don't need that. Double-sided table magnet and stick it to the table. Yeah, you could, absolutely. So 2 inches across and 1 2 inches. There it is from that seam. There. Do the same on this side. God, that dog, I tell you. That side. Penny. Penny. Those strip lights are brilliant. They are, and they're really, really bright. They're really bright. This is where you get to have a bit of fun, and you get a pair of scissors, and you literally come in and cut that out. So fun. I love doing that. It's like, woohoo, I get to cut stuff out of it, even though I've just sewn it all together. There we go. And then we turn this side around, and we do the same here. Make sure your handles are out of the way, by the way. They shouldn't be down there anyway. And that one. Woohoo! And this one. And this one. I really need a coffee. Once I finish this, I'm having a cuppa. And then I'm going to come back and do another video on how to use the that zipper with the join. All right, ready? I think I did a video. Didn't I do a video on that stuff? I did. I'm sure I did. So, listen to that dog. So you've got your halfway mark here, halfway mark, which is join that to your seam. You can open it out if you want to, or you can have it to one side, whatever suits. Whatever suits your boots. I don't use one of those magnetic seam guides for the reason I don't want to muck anything up. Those magnetic seam guides wouldn't be strong enough, and they're on the base of your machine, on your bed of your machine. They wouldn't hurt. That absolutely would not hurt. I've used them on machines that are like $20,000, $30,000 machines, and I've never had a problem. That would work too, but the light arm is small, yeah. That one there to the halfway mark. Open out the seam. Like I say, you can have it flat if you want to, whatever suits. Could use your bag. Yeah, you could actually. Yeah, you could. They're not too strong. Oh, didn't you? I don't know why you wouldn't get a notification. Maybe because I did it through Restream. I don't know. So, Penny, stop that snoring, please. She is shocking. You're going to have to come and say hello to people. Did you see her this morning in bed? She was like, every move I made, she was sitting there staring at, she's sitting over the top of me. Any move I made, she's like, where are you? What are you doing? Where are you going? Because yesterday I took my daughter on, and all her friends on a pub crawl. I might look at, no dramas. We went on the pub crawl. Well, I didn't. I was Deso driver. Yeah, seam guide, you'll be fine, Catherine. Absolutely nowhere near strong enough to do any damage. Yeah. I reckon that might be Boo leaving. Might have missed out on catching up with her. Anywho, she had a birthday, had a great time. How do you stop a dog snoring? I'd just give her a boot. Wake her up a little bit, reposition her, a bit like your husband. Or move to another room. Yes, that's also like your husband. Alrighty. Okay, ready to go. Let's sew across these, and then we can turn it out, do the top stitch, and then top stitch that down as well. Let's get this camera I've got to play nice with the camera. She doesn't like me today. She's been a poop. Alrighty. Yeah. All right, this is where you're going to put your foot on it. Squish. Squish. Squish, squish. Okay. Now, down. Kneel down. Make sure you go back stitch. And on the seam, that seam, you go back stitch as well. A couple of back stitches. And straight across to the other side and back stitch. Doesn't hurt to do it a few times. Yeah, I think there goes the bus. They had to bring it over so we could refuel it, and I took a bus load of them. Can I tell you? I'll be telling you a little bit more about that on the thing on the Monday Night Live tomorrow night. It was pretty entertaining. Oh. But I'm glad I'm not their age anymore. I'm so glad. You know, you look at young people and you think, oh, God, I wish I was young. And then you see them out and all that. And oh, no way. No way. Near. So glad I had my young years, my 20s and 30s, when there was no internet and no everything like the social media. And, oh, so glad. Really glad. Fatty, stop a dog snoring. Kick it in the guts. Oh, dear. You can't stop a dog snoring. Oh, dear. All right. Okay. How cool is this? We're about to birth. We're giving birth, girls. All right. Jane in the hole. Put the sailor to the girl. Pull it all through. And so could you imagine if we grew up in the best, we did, Nancy, before all that crud started happening. Gosh, even the boomers, you know, I'm an ex-gen, but even the boomers, they had, you know, them and us, we had what our kids have to deal with now. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy with all that social media rubbish. I mean, if you got bullied at school, at least you could go home and get away from it. Oh, I've got a thread. About social media, no one knows what we got up to unless we tell them it's exactly right. Even if they had a camera, they'd have to get it developed. Then explain to the developing company why they've got those kind of pictures there. So that wouldn't happen. Because that'd be too embarrassing. Yeah, it just never happened. Yeah. I think Polaroids were probably our closest at one point, weren't they? Oh, dear. All right, so I've got those corners pushed out. I've pushed them all out. Okay, that's looking pretty darn good. Now, this is obviously the inside. I'm going to stitch this bit closed, and then I'll push that out in a minute. Now, you can iron it, do whatever you like. I tend to just put my finger in there, and it tends to go in, and put a few clips in place. If it doesn't go in, I'll just force it. Use force. Use force. Use force. And I mean, like some of these kids have, I mean, we also, you know, we've had our fair share of mental health issues as our generation has. But some of these kids have the worst social anxiety, and I mean, Becky shockingly suffers from social anxiety. Like, for her to go on and do a live with you guys is really taxing on her. And I know you guys love it, but geez, I tell you, yeah, she found it really hard. It was a big ask. Whoops, days. It was a big ask for her to go on a live and do a live. She's like, no. Nah. All right, we're going to just sew that down. Couple of stitches back. We just never had. I mean, we had social anxiety too, but we didn't have to, and we didn't have to deal with some of the stuff that they have to deal with socially. She is amazing. She's such a sweetheart. All right, so now we're going to push that in, and we're going to do the top stitch around the top. So open her up. Sit her on your lap. She did. She's amazing. She's such a. I said to her the other day, she's just turned 23, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you. You're such an amazing girl. She's my baby. She can be hard work, but she's my baby. It's no different than any other kid. So I'm turning that in, and I'm going to clip on the same time because it's found part of a jelly roll, 24 pieces. So making a lap size jelly roll race quilt for sister-in-law. Oh, nice. So because I can feel the seam, the foam, so I'm going to turn that in so I can't see the seam. And I'm going to clip all the way around, and I'm going to do a top stitch. You can do 2 if you want to do a double seam. That will work also. But this will help keep all that stuff in. Okay, and we do about an 1/8, between an 1/8 and a 1/4 inch, whatever you like, whatever you think looks pretty. Look at my themes just looking nice. Very rarely happens for me. I always find, I saw a tip about sewing that bit in. If when doing original seam, you sew in from the raw edge first, then turn the sew seam. It then turns nicely to sew shut. Yes, you can do that. Yes, I have done that, but I'm lazy. Just FYI, Glennis. Yeah, unfortunately, I am lazy. That means I've got to do that one extra step. No. So I've even turned my iron off. And I know I can look at this and go, it needs an iron. So, and I've turned it off, so it's not getting one. So that there. Have I done a video on that? No, I don't think I have. Have I? Yeah, I think I did. Oh, I don't think I have on that seam, like on that zipper, that 3-inch zipper. I'll do one with yeah, I'll do one. I'll do another one. I'll have a look before I do. Sorry, I'm talking gibberish. Let's sew this down. Yeah. I've got black in the bobbin and brown on top. So I want the brown to show. So I'm going to have to make sure I keep the other bit out of the way. So I'm just going to fold that back a little. Get out of my way. Because I want the brown on the outside. Come on, in you go. Right. And as I turn, I can feel under here where the other seam is. Do. You do have a tutorial channel with tutorials. Yes, I have. And this will be on it as well because it's streaming live to YouTube at the moment. And I'm pretty sure I've got one on how to use that 3-inch zipper. But I just want to, because there's a couple of ways we could do it. I think I might crease that a little bit. It's because I haven't got a walking foot on. All right. Yep. Snip. Cut off your threads. A little bit of a pinch there. That's because I don't have a walking foot on. But you will be smart enough to have a walking foot, won't you all? So, just saying. All right. It's a bit cutesy. So a couple of other things I thought of after I made one of these, right, was that you could cinch the sides a little like this, just sew down there and there, and that will actually help keep that like that. So it'll help it sit a little bit like a bit squarer at the top, and it won't take away any of the size, right? So, but it will make it sit more like that. So like that. The other one is also getting one of those magnetic squares with the magnet in them and putting that in there, this side, and then it'll have a snap as well. So that's another option you can do. They don't come in the kit. I'm doing just for the kit. So that is how. So to make that stand more, you would literally lay it out like I have right now. Grab that, stick that in there because that's annoying the daylights out of me. Grab that there, right? Just put a clip on it, just there. On the other side, you can see that little fold. Grab that one and put a clip on it. Go to the other side, do the exact same thing. So grab that, put a clip. Oh, small one. Holds tight. And then this side, we're just going to put a clip. So I'll just show you this bit. Can't put a magnet in now because it's too late. But I'm going to I can do this. So this one is easy. Make sure your actual straps are out of the way. Come down around about 1.5 inches on the side, and I'll show you once I've done it. Foot down, needle down. And take the clip out. A couple of stitches forward and back. Come across, forward and back. Needle up. Get that out. Snips. Oh, just broke the top thread. No, I did not. Tell a lie. And we're going to do that. I don't know if you can see that there. We're going to do the same on this side. Exact same thing. Around about 1.5 inches down. Should be just before, like just after where the bag handle stops or starts. Again, walking foot would be really advisable because it's really thick. Listen to that dog. She's still going. Penny. Penny. Where's your beautiful girl? Are you beautiful? Are you beautiful, kid, Penny? Are you beautiful? She's just looking at me. You woke me up. What for? Oh. And I sort of come out that little wedge. Oh, needle up, Michelle. There we go. Now you can come out. Just make sure you don't sew in your handle. And this one. Oh, Penny. Oh, Penny. Okay. Oh, I think I might have stuffed that thread up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I did. Came unthreaded. Look at that. What that? That's a bloody mess. What happened there? I say. Got there. Rethread my machine. Just decided to be a poop. I also use these little things. They've got that little hook on them for threading my machine. I have the little hook facing downwards, and then I loop the thread and pull it through. Very easy. Just FYI, if you're wondering how I'm threading that, because it doesn't have a threader, needle threader. Okay. Being an industrial, very unusual to have a needle threader, unless you're lucky. What is it? Done. Alrighty. Okay, so what that has done is now made those corners square off a bit. So when I stand it upright, I'll just move that camera up a bit for you. So you can see how it boxes it out at the top without having to do boxing corners. All I've done is cinched in those there, and that makes it stand upright. I'll take that out, and that is it there. See? So don't mind all my stuff in there. That's all kits in the background, what you're seeing there. Sorry about that. Oh, why is it doing that? It's just been an absolute sod. Yeah, there we go. So I hope that helped. I didn't hinder. I hope that gives you a way of doing it and having a nice top to it. So the other one is like this. So when it stands upright, it just sits out like that. Okay. And like I said, if you're wanting it to be magnetic or have a zipper, you'll have to put that in there. And a magnet would be easier. It would be a lot easier. So that is the kit for the puppy. Look at my signs. I know. Look at that. So there you go. So I will see you guys soon. I'm going to go and do another demo for you, but I'm having a coffee first. So we'll catch up with you soon. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. And yeah, I've just got to find the off button now. I'll catch you all soon.